Right. Let's try that again. See how we go. Okay, take 2. Welcome. If you're here still with me, thank you for being patient. Internet does strange things, and so do computers. They're still doing strange things. Just got to try and find my feed. We'll try that again and get it working. So I hope you've all had a good day. The weather was quite nice out there when I went for a walk earlier. Let me see if I can hear me. It's always good to hear me, but it's been a bit quiet tonight, my sound, for some reason. I can hear it, so let me know if it's a problem. Just turn it off there so I don't get double the sound. So just give me a thumbs up if you can hear me okay, or comment if you want to. That would be lovely, thank you. So I'm Fiona Fernandez, and I'm the maker of Handcrafts, and I'm also a Stampin' Up! Independent demonstrator. So I demonstrate the products when I do my lives mostly, and I also talk a bit about my Handcrafts and handmade goods from time to time as well. So you'll see posts for both on my page and promoting different things. So anyone that was looking at the Stampin' Up! Sale, thanks Diana, can hear me? Cool, great. I had trouble earlier. I'm hoping no more circles on the screen. I did restart my iPad just then. Yeah, so the Stampin' Up! Had a great big sale yesterday, but they had a lot of technical issues, which that happens obviously, and they've extended the sale till tonight, till the 11:59 tonight. So if you still want to order anything that's 10% off from the annual catalogue, there are some exclusions which are on my blog if you need to see those. But if you're in the website, the Stampin' Up! Website, it will actually show you what's marked down. It'll show you the marked down price, so you know that that's on sale. Okay. I think it's got to have the volume up high. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there. I did try plugging it in again. I could hear me. It's just not as loud as normal, so I'll go a bit closer to the microphone. Is that better? Yeah. It's a little bit strange. I could try plugging it in. I'll plug it in a bit better when I move it. As long as you can hear what I'm saying. So tonight I just talk a bit about that, the Stampin' Up! Sale, which I have talked about, and the set that I'm using for my next class in December, the Whale of a Time, that is actually on sale if you were interested in purchasing that. So it would be a good idea to get that today if you were going to get it. Then you get it 10% off. So that's good too. So I've just got a little card that I made with the set I'm using tonight, which is Trimming the Town, and I'll show you more of that on the table in a minute when we get that down there. So I'd made this card already for a challenge with my team, but I'm going to do something different tonight. I'm not quite sure what yet. I have a play as I go. I do get a little bit of an idea, but I just thought I'd have a look through the catalogue and get ideas that way too. So has anyone else been crafting today or this week? It'd be good to hear about that too. So feel free to share your ideas and crafting with me. At times too, I'm really interested to see what other people create too. It's just the thing I love about it is that it's all, we can all create different things. So the other thing about Trimming the Town set is it's a Making a Difference stamp set. So in the actual catalogue, on the page 26, it has a bit about it up here, and they actually donate $4.25 to charities that are around, sorry I haven't got my reading glasses on, adoption, foster care and infertility. And so this can make a difference today. So I like that they have some stamp sets like that. If you buy that stamp set, you're contributing to that. And Sarah Douglas, the CEO of Stampin' Up!, has actually put a video, something on her page. So I'm actually going to share that on a scheduled post later tonight and talking about that. So that's cool. So I was really pleased to see her comments there as well. So that's one of the things. I'll just check my comments. Not this week, but I'm writing up Christmas cards. Yes, I've got to get my overseas ones too done. I like to get them done early. Good. Well, you could play with it tonight if you want to, Athena. That would be lovely for you to join me doing that. Okay, so that's about it for me facing me. Other things I'll put on the table, I think, and then we can have a look at that. Okay, now you'll notice I will show you the paper while I've got my red shirt on. While I've got the red shirt on. I just always like to match my sets that I'm doing because I'm just like that. And it's lots of fun. So the paper here has this lovely, look at that. Thought it'd be good to wear that tonight. Oh, it's good fun. Gets me in the mood for creating cards with the colours. So there's all sorts of colours in there. All the colours are always listed in the catalogue as well, which is really handy. Just down there you'll see the colours that they nominate to. Oh, you can use lots of colours with it, but that's the ones they're using in this particular suite. Alright, I'll go and put the camera over and hopefully you can hear me better once I move it because the plug seems to be a little bit tricky. Okay, I'll be back in 2 ticks. Hopefully you'll still be able to hear me. You'll hear me better, I hope. I'll adjust it. Get the thing on the table. Alright. Now, what have we got? So I'll just push that in a bit harder. It just seems to be that plug. Try and get that in position. Straighten my paper up. Rightio. So is the sound any better like that? Is my sound better now? I know I seem to spend all night asking you if the sound's okay. Right, let me move a few things. So here's the house I made earlier. I thought we might play with that tonight. And just grab a few other things out of the way. That's my other card. And the other exciting things, just turn my sound down there, is, sorry, I'm a bit all over the shop tonight, aren't I? Technical issues seem to put me off. They do. Yes, you can hear me better. Good. That is really good. Cool. Okay, I'll just pop my phone over here so I can see it. It's always helpful. Right. Now, see this card here, we've got a little bit of the ribbon that comes with it. Ah, that's what I forgot to get out. The ribbon. Over here. Oh yes, I can hear it now on my phone. I'll turn that down. It's much better when you can hear me, isn't it? Okay, let's get on with it. Here's the ribbon. All the trimmings ribbon combo pack. So they've got 2 colours, the red and the green, and the red is, let's move my little house. We've got Poppy Parade, Old Olive, Pool Party, Misty Moonlight and Early Espresso. They're the colours we're playing with. And if you have a catalogue or you're looking online, we've got all the bits and pieces there. So this bit here tells you about making a difference there as well. And yeah, so we're just going to play with this a little bit. And over this page, they've got these little houses that they're making. And you can put, I've actually put one of each on each end just because I was playing with it like that. And you can put your lollies inside, and you can actually make it longer. You could just make your card here longer and have a longer piece to put something longer in, like a little chocolate bar or something. I haven't pulled out the chocolates. You could make it a little longer and gift a little stamp block. Look, if you made it a bit longer. There's an idea. Right. Okay. So the stamp set looks like that, which is on my table. Coming home. And they're the photopolymer stamps, which I like because you can see through them. And the die cuts are like this. And there's the little ones that I used earlier. And this also has a little curvy thing in it, which is nice to play with as well. Just pop them in there so I don't lose them. Because we all know I'm good at that. So there's lots of things. Have you actually used the felt in this one? I haven't decided yet whether I'll use felt. But I've got the felt here. That's the Festive Felt Sheet Combo Pack. It comes with 4 colours in it. So that's got, oh, it doesn't say the colours on it, but I'm pretty sure they're the, oh, I can't remember which red that is. I'll have to look that up. The Festive Felt, but they've got the white and they've got the brown. So the Early Espresso colour also comes, so you can buy all the cardstocks on their own in a pack like this, 24 sheets, or you can buy them in their colour sets. So this one's neutrals and it has the Early Espresso there. Early Espresso. So I've just got my cards out next to me, so I have them ready to play. And what have we got on this page? Just checking out the book here, see what we've got. Did anyone have any preferences or ideas? I actually quite like the look of this one here. And do a bit of sponging around the edge there. And you could even use the Festive Felt on that. It looks like they've coloured this one in with the blends. I don't have all the colours in the blends, but I've got some of them. Hi, Jill. Yes, I hope so too. But you can still put orders in today. So if anyone's just joined us, you can still put orders in on the sale today with Stampin' Up till 11:59 tonight. Okay, that's my trim in the town. I'll just keep that open. And the other exciting thing is I can't open them, but I can show you that we've got the new catalogues coming soon. So if you'd like to get new catalogues from me, just let me know. I put in the Stampin' Up mail out order. I need to know by the 29th of November for that one, and they'll come out early December. And you get to the mini catalogue and the Celebrations. So Celebrations, lots of good specials in there. If you spend $90, you get an extra gift of the product. That's the little catalogues. So we can't show you inside the catalogue until they actually come out. Just get my little bit of paper. So if you join Stampin' Up, you do actually get to see, they actually do, like, they call them recipe books for all the products in, all the examples in the catalogue, which is really handy. So you can just use them for yourself if you're just doing it as a hobby, or if you're demonstrating, you can use them for classes. And it's very handy. So I've just popped a few on a page for me tonight to look at, and it just shows you what's in them. Doesn't go into great detail, but it's got a picture, and then it's just got the information. So if you're already a demonstrator, you can look in the print lab for that under business resources. Now, let's create. What will we create tonight? Rub our hands together. I got out a couple of embossing folders just in case as well. In case we wanted to put more trees in the background. You like the house card I pointed out? Yes, so do I. Let's do that. I can't decide. I go between things. So I've got the house card on here, up here, and it talks about using Misty Moonlight, I think, as the background. Oh, that's actually the DSP, that paper in the background. So I think that's a piece of white card. We'll just make it up as we go along, shall we? Like I like to. Good fun doing that. I think I'll start with, I'll just move a few things. So once you've cut out your, I'll do a little box too later. If you cut out those, you end up with these little bits as well. So you could put them on something else. So I'm just keeping them off to the side today, so I don't lose them. Just put them on something and use that piece of card. I'll keep my little house there. He's cute, isn't he? I like those. All right, get the ribbon out the way. It's always tempting, Diana. There's so many temptations. But I just love making them and send them to people. You know, I get good feedback from people and how much it means to them to get a card. So it keeps me going as well. So I think I'll cut this one. I'll just measure this and fold it. I've just got to move a few things out of the way. Like DSP. Got lots of. So the DSP, I'll just show you that actually before I cut it. So the DSP is all, as again, double-sided. So we've got the trees on the back of that red one, that lovely red dotty one like my top. And there's Where's, it looks like Where's Wally, doesn't it? And that's just plain on the back. And then we've got a big scene as well. You could actually use that to do scrapbooking on and put a photo, you know, photos of where you've been. That'd be good as one sheet. And I've actually seen someone use this on the Christmas project that I'm going to be doing on the weekend. The Christmas countdown project, and use it for the little drawers and cut it all up. That's a cool idea too. That's got red things on the back. This one I cut out the tree for this card here, and the die cuts actually fit on the trees for that one. There's die cuts for the houses too, I think. So you'll find some of the die cuts fit. Oh, take it out. Stuck. It's just a bit stuck on the sticky. Stuck on the sticky. Right, so that house fits on there. I'll put that back up there. This one fits on that one. Oh, that one fits on that one. What else have we got? That one fits on that one. And we've got a bigger house. So that one fits on the bigger ones. And then you've got the trees. Oops. Trees. And there's a smaller tree. That one. So there you go. You can use that DSP to cut out all your houses. So the question is, did we need a house? Hang on a minute. Well, on the book, on the catalogue, I think they've actually coloured the house in, that one. But I might just cut a house out tonight and use the cutouts. So you can do whatever you want with it, obviously. And this next one is what they've used for the words here. And on this one as well. So you can use them as a block, or you can cut them individually. So I cut mine individually. Now I've got a little block on that one of a couple of lines. So I really like that. I like that idea because you can stamp it all if you want to, or you can just quickly, you like that, quickly? Quickly cut them out. Okay. I'll just move. I've got to move a few things. I better not lose all my dies, had I? That would be a bit sad. Just throw them all back onto the packet. No more. It's a tree. Right, I'll come back to that in a sec. Oh, nearly lost one. Look. Okay, back to the paper. On the other side, there's little wreaths. There's more houses. I think I'm back to the other rest. I'm up to the doubles now. So you get 2 of each sheet. It's very nice. Right, let's pull out another one. I'm just trying to find my houses again. Lost my houses. If in doubt, throw it on the floor. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to cut it. So I'm going to use the white card. And cut it in half as soon as I keep losing things. Oh dearie me. Alright, let me bring my trimmer over. So I've already cut this piece, and I'm going to go. I'm just going to double check that my house will fit, because I'm not sure if their card is bigger. So I'm going to use this one to measure. That's the house. Will I fit the tree next to it or not? Just wondering whether to go this way and do the thingo up the top. Yeah, I think they've gone with a bigger card. Let me check my sizes. This one, they've got 8.5 by 11. I think it's a bit bigger. Oh, we'll just have a look, shall we? Right, so we just score that. I've already cut that, which is an A4 sheet, card sheet, in half. So you measure to 14.85 across that way, across here. Right, so I've scored that, and then I'm going to cut my... So I have to decide which way I'm going to do this. So I might do this bit in a minute after I've worked out which house I'm going to use and how, like which way I'm going to do it. So I'm just going to get my houses, and I can't put that whole DSP onto my cutter because it's too big. So I am going to fussy cut around this house here. Just so that I can have it, just pull that one out. Oh, cleaned the bottom of this again and it's stuck to the table. Not lose my box. Just make sure that's sitting flat. Right, put my little house on. So I'm going to put the house on at an angle like this, so that when I roll it through, it doesn't, it works better rather than, it's like having a speed bump if you do it the other way. If I do it flat, like straight on like that. So if I have space, I usually turn them. You just line up your die on the edge of it as best you can. And pop your other plate on top. Just come out a little bit. And just roll it. Whoops, it is. Oh, did you see that? I hadn't opened the other side yet, and it opened it. Haven't done that before. Right, so you just roll it through like that. Back on the front, and we have a little house. And I'm just going to keep that piece for another time because I might use the little blue bit. So it just cuts the little house out. There's a house. There's a house. I like this idea. So you know, you don't have to be stamping and colouring everything in if you don't want to. So it's a quick way to do it sometimes. Now, what's the other bit I need? I need a front of the house. I need a front of the house. So there's this one here, because I'm going to put it over the top like in the diagram. Oh, what have they got there? Oh, they've actually got an extra piece of the house as well. They've got one of these on there as well, I think, to make it look like a real fancy house. Oh, let's do that. I might go both of them. So while I'm here, I'm going to cut out the tree, a little tree. As well. I'll just cut along there. Oop. I might as well just take that one as well. And then we can do a few at a time. So I'll put this one on. And I'll do this one first. And we want this one. We can fit them all on. Now if you find they won't stay in place, you can use, I've used washi tape before, although I did find that got a bit messy on my plate. It actually made the plate a bit sticky. So the other thing you can use are little stickies if you want to. I'm going to try without it, if I can find my plate. Here we go. Here's my plate. Right, I line up this end first and sort of hold it quite firmly, pushing that down, and then I sort of put it down as I go and then hold it this end. Does that make sense? I think it's all okay. And start pushing it, your handle will move a bit, and then just keep going. Oh, so if you've just joined us, we're making a card using the Trimming the Town. And the stamp set is one of the Make a Difference sets, which Stampin' Up! Donate money to causes. It's all in the book, so if you have a look in your book, what was it called again? Coming Home stamp set. So if you can buy the stamp set on its own individually, or you can buy it as part of the bundle. And they donate $4.25 to charities. So I am finding out, I have emailed them asking them which charities they donate to in Australia, because last year they had another one and they donated to things about mental health. And so they did, let me know which ones they donate to in Australia. So I've actually already sent that email off. So if you want to know the answer to that, just let me know and I'll let you know when I find out, because I like to know that too, where they're donating the money to. Right, let's put your scraps aside for now. And I'm just going to, before I put my card, where to put my card? It's okay. It's here. It's all here on the desk. Never panic. It's all here. Right. Look at those little things. Aren't they cute? I'm just doing this for size, just to measure how much room I have. Because I think if I do it this way, I might have room, but I can only use a little tree that way. Yeah, they've got a big tree in the picture and a little tree behind here. Got a little tree there. They've got a big one, but I've got a feeling, like I said, that we might be able to squeeze it in. Put that over the door. What have they got? I'll find my picture. So that's the picture I'm working on, this one. Yeah, I just feel like that's a tiny bit wider. Might work. Might work. We might make it work. Okay. Let's keep going. Right. Oh yeah. All right, so we might just cut out another tree. Let's pop that down there. I think I'll go with the bigger tree. Just find a bigger tree. With this one. I mean, you could cut these out yourself as well if you wanted to. I cut the other one out on my other card because I wanted a bit more white around the edges, so it looks like this. So I actually hand cut that. Right, there's a tree. And we want the top. So if you've never used one of these cutters before, they all have, the instructions are written on the plates for you, so you don't have to remember what to do. It's really good. it shows you underneath here. So these are the clear plates, so it gets all cut up like that, but that's okay because that's the way it's designed. It shows you here which plates to use. So this one I'm using with the thin dies, so I use number 1 at the bottom, number 2 is the one in my hand, and then I use the clear plates with the cutting down. So the cut is always down onto the bottom plate, which gets all chopped up, and then the top one gets a little bit marked as well from the bits and pieces. There's another tree. Right, I'll keep that scrap. So maybe that will fit under there. So they've got that behind there. Give it a bit of depth. Alrighty. Okay, now that I've done that, oops, throw everything on the floor. I'll just, it's okay. I've got that over. Retrieve my plate. Alright, we'll stick with that size, and I'll just cut my DSP. I've gone all skew-if now on the table. Haven't I? So I'm going to cut the DSP to the width of the card, so it covers that bit, which will be 10.5. You just measure your card. Sorry, I'll just show you. So it's 10.5 centimetres. I'm working in centimetres. Sometimes I work in inches, but it just depends. It's, if you would inches, it'd be 4 1/8. That's how wide our card is. Just put that back in there. Now I always check the back, because depending on what pattern is on it, you want to cut it. This side doesn't matter, but if you were going to use this for something else, you might want to cut it a certain way. So I always just sort of look on what's on the back, and it probably wouldn't matter which way I cut it, because I could just use it as a longer card, but sometimes it does. So just check that as you're about to cut it. And go right to the edge. Just make sure that butts right up against the top there. And then we're going to cut it, what have they done? They've gone about halfway down. I think I don't want to be not long enough, do I? So they've gone down about to there. I think under that tree. So I'll just put my finger on it. You could measure it. I'm just going to, you know, go about there. About there. Looks like it'll work. Chop that off. And I should put this on the table so you can see what I'm doing. It's a bit tricky because of where it is on the catalogue. I can't really work with it on the table like that. That's the picture. All right, I can see it. If you've got a catalogue, you could have a look at it anyway while I'm working. Right, so that will sit up the top of the card, and then I'll place the trees. If I decide it's too long, I'll work that out in a minute. So that's that part of it, and then the bit at the bottom, they've got cut. I'll just put that back. They've used the die cuts for the shaped pieces. And again, you could actually, oh, can't get it off the sticky, hang on. Stuck very well. You could even use this one with the trees if you didn't want to use these trees. You could have that tree at the back. But I'm not going to do that now. They stick very well on those sticky bits. Just got to move that over. Right, I've pulled out this piece, and I'm going to get some more board. Some more white card, and I'm just going to die cut these So there's the back one there. I'll just pop that over. I'll move the thing, so I'll just do that over here quickly. I might do. No, I'll bring it over. It's always more fun if you bring it over, isn't it? It's better if you can see what I'm doing, isn't it? Right, I'm going to actually do it like that, because then we might be able to use both pieces at the same time. And just roll that through. Keep going. Sing a song as you go. Should have a song repertoire. No, then I'd have to have lyrics. Right. So that one will go like that, I think. Underneath. I'm just going to lay it over the top of this so I get an idea. About there. And then, oh, let me have a look. I don't know. Maybe this one could go down the front, and then there'll be another one that way. Looks like there's another one about there. So we go that way, and then another one that way. Right, so we've got to cut another one. And I might just cut this end off so I get the other way. Do that again, and then I can use it on another card. I think that'll work. I hope that'll work. I like winging it. For my classes, I prepare all the instructions beforehand and know exactly what I'm doing most of the time. Okay, but for my lives, I like to just feel it, play with it, you know. Okay, so then we've got a very nice piece of card like that I'm going to chop off in a minute. So these edges end up a little bit rough there, so I'm actually going to smooth them down with my bone folder. That's probably on something else. Stick my silicone mat under there. So the silicone mat's quite handy for a lot of things. It's good for gluing on, and I'll just use it right now to do this. I'm just going to smooth that down, and I'm actually thinking of embossing like a bit of this in a minute. I've just got to work out which piece is what. Just bear with me. So that one is going to go down there, I think. Where did that one go to? Does that one go to the bottom of the card? Oh, it does, look. Almost. I might go a bit higher. That's got to go behind the house a bit. So the house will sit there when I put it all together. And then this one sits in front of the house a little bit to give us a bit of snow over the front of the house. So I'm going to chop that one off. I can chop that one off there. So I can't bring my chopper over. We'll have to slice that over here. Right, rightio. Here we go. That one's going to go there. And then this one, it's a different shape. So I think we're not going to go with that thick shape there. We're going to go with we're going to chop this end off this time. And come down like that. That's sort of what that looks like on the picture. That's what mine's going to look like anyway. Alright, so I'm just going to mark that there with a pencil so that I can just chop it off there. And I'm just doing that on the trimmer. And there, I think it's good. And then I'll chop that off as well. Now the other thing you could use is the felt on here to give you a different, you know, depth of it. But I'm thinking I'm going to just pop them through with a bit of a folder, because that would look good, I think. Right. Tricky working like this, isn't it? A little bit tricky. I'm just going to put a line there and a line there, a line there, to trim my endy bits off. Okay. So I'm just lining up the straight edge on the trimmer so that I can trim those off quickly. That one's good. That one's okay. No, I think that's around the wrong way. I can't remember which way that was. That way, that way. Right. And then this one, I'll show you, because it's much better if you can see what I'm doing, isn't it? Right, so I'm putting the straight edge, my stand's in the way. If I put the straight edge along the bottom there, and I put the pencil mark just to the side of the line where it's going to cut, so that I don't keep my pencil mark, although you could rub it off. That's how I'm working. So you can't even see it because I've cut right through it. Okay. Right, now we have all our little pieces. So that was the one behind. That was the one on front. Whoops, it's all everywhere now. And that was the one across there. Right, now we just got to pick an embossing folder for that. I've got this snowflake one. I don't think we want trees. No, I'll just get my embossing folder box. And the other thing we could use, we've got this one. So let's have a vote. Which embossing folder will I emboss my snow with? So I'm going to do probably, I want to do one in one embossing folder and another one, and I'll leave the other one blank. So I'm going to do the middle one and the top one in embossing folders. So which one do you think? What else have we got? I'm just looking through what else I've got. Okay, I've got that. And this would look good as snow. Just seeing what else I've got in my cupboard. That'll do. Snowflakes on one. Any other ideas? What I just said. What did I just say? This one. All right. We won't do that one. The old world paper. We'll just leave that out. I'll just leave that over there. All right. I'll just get my little one out. Oh, we do snowflakes on the top. I think we'll do snowflakes on the top one. What do you think? Wrapped in texture. Oh, that was the other one, wasn't it? This one. That one. This one or this one? I'm thinking the dots. I'm looking at all your comments. Oh, let's just see what they look like, because we can actually see what they look like then. If we did that, just put it inside it. I'll go and get the snowflakes in a sec. That was like that, and that was like that. Yeah, I tend to think, I'm thinking the snowflakes on the top one, dots in the middle and snowflakes on the top one, because we'll have the snowflakes in the background as well, don't forget. I like that. What do you think? Yes, yes, dots, yes, good. Chuck that away. I just chuck it all on the floor. Pick it up later. Right, okay, let's do that. I'll just, now, will we be fussy about our placement? Yes. Yes, I'm going to be fussy about this. I think that looks all right. I've got a big snowflake there, big snowflake there. And we just need our other little board, this one. So when we're doing the folders, this one's quite a thin folder. It's not a big, thick one. So I'm going to go with standard embossing folders. So that uses the number 1 and 3. And you put your hinge edge in first. And then that one has the clear plate on it. Okay, with the thicker ones, you use that other one, the other plate. It's a bit tricky. Oh. Right, how did that go? Let's have a look. Ah, do you know what I did? I have debossed it because I had the Stampin' Up on the other side, so the imprint's gone in instead of out. So I might have to rearrange everything. So this one, the dots will be up through it, which is the way I wanted to do it. I wasn't paying attention on this one. And or I could just use that on another card and use one of the other bits that I've got left over somewhere here. Somewhere. There's a piece. Here's a piece. Here's a piece. I could do that again. All right, I might do that again. So I'll just line that up and trim it off. Now that's so easy to happen, isn't it? Got to pay attention to those things. And I forgot. I'll just cut this off and do another one. Just got to line it up. Just lining it up. Let's try that again, shall we? Sorry about that. That's how it happens. I could turn it around, but I thought, I'll just leave it. And do it again. Right. Measure them so they should all be the same width. There it is. So I'll just do that again, but I will put it in the right way this time. Right, this is the right way, isn't it? Yeah, so that's coming up and that's going into the grooves. Right, now where did I have my... I had it so placed so nicely too. Where's my big one? Try that again. Okay. Yeah, I've done it before too. And I'll probably do it again. But the good thing about it is you can just keep them and use them on another card. I still haven't done all my Christmas cards yet, so I'll definitely use it. Just pop it over there. Let's see if I did it right this time. That's better. Much better. Oh, that's so pretty, look. Oh, excuse me. I burped. That is really gorgeous. I love the depth on that. I hope you can see that. I'm not standing up. Yes, okay. It does go in and out a bit, doesn't it? Oh, yeah, you can see that. Good. Good, good. Okay, that's the snowflake one. Pop that down there. And that's my background, and that's my... Okay, I've got this on the right way. Dots coming up. And I'll just pop that through. never tire of that, seeing those nice embossings. It's just so fun. I just love it. So what do you all love about making cards? Or anything, you know, crafty? Ooh, look at that one. Yeah. So nice. I love it. Look at that. That's the other side. Flip side. And you could use that. I mean, sometimes you want it to be like that. Debossed, they call it. Embossed. Oh, that makes such a difference. Do like that. Okay. Right, so that's all our embossing machine stuff. I don't think we need this anymore. I'll get that off the table. Plonk it back down. Right, straighten up my paper again. It's always a challenge, isn't it? Okay, so what I'm going to do with this is, let me see, which way will I assemble? Just get my little house over there. I think from this I need to assemble this piece first. So I've got to colour it in yet, and then put my pieces on like that. Oh, that's so gorgeous. And then put my houses together last, but I'll work out placement again in a minute. I'll just do this piece first. So I'm going to use my daubers. Okay, let me see your comments. So lovely. Creative outlet with a purpose. Yes, that's what I like too. Keeps me sane in a crazy, stressed world. Yep. Make my handmade cards look so much better. Yeah, I love it. All of the above for me. It's just, I like, with my craft and all my byfihandcrafts stuff, I like to be able to make things that are useful to people, so that they're creative and artistic, but also useful. I think that's a good idea, personally, for me. I mean, and it just helps me to relax as well. It's good fun. Okay, so these are my daubers, and I do sell these dauber cases if anybody's after them. Now you're going to ask me how much they are. They're on my new Square website. I can't open the case, probably because I just shut it. No, probably because I usually leave this one open. That's what the trouble is. And I shut it for a change. I'm going to use Misty Moonlight. Let's find out. Oh, I've got the little uninked spots that I've inked up myself. And I think, oh, let me see if it was this one. Hang on, got a bit of paper. I'll just keep a bit of paper handy around here. Just something to play with. Know what that is. Just have a spare bit of paper, or you can use your grid paper. So sometimes you can't tell what colour's on there. It might look like a colour, and when you go to do this, it looks different. So just be careful of that. Or you can keep a dauber for each one. This one looks all right there. Yeah, that looks like the same colour. So I'm just going to go around the edges of my paper. Make sure I got it the right way. So that it does the edges like on that other one. So on here, they've gone around the edges of the card just to make it darker so it looks like night. Start down there. Oh, this is fun to play with ink more. toe to the edge first with the dark colour and bring it in a bit so it stays dark right around the edges like the night, dark like the night. You could use Night of Navy too if you wanted darker. I'll just do the Misty tonight. The coordinating colour is the Misty Moonlight. Now, here's a suggestion. If you did this on a card, like another piece of card, you could end up with an outline as well, like for another card, couldn't you? Yes. I didn't think of that before I started. I just thought about it then. Thought, oh, that's not a bad idea. I'll just come in a bit on the corners. And again, you could, you know, there's so many things you could do with it. You could put a different colour in there as well afterwards when it's dry. You want to bring another colour in a bit. Just going to stick with this colour. That's about it. That one's a little bit. Just go a little bit darker around the top. So those edges are really dark. That'll do. I'm just going to wait till that dries a little bit. It's usually fairly quick, the drying. And that can go back in there. Now we really know what colour that is now, don't we? Look, it's quite dark. All right, now that's my little Dauber box. And what have we got in there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's that? 40. 40 Daubers in a box. And I might put a post to that tomorrow on my website, on my Facebook page. I can't get the thing to shut. Pop it over there. And they are, let me have a look. Let's find out for you. Categories. So they're on my Square online store, which you'll find on my blog page, the blog here. If you go to there, you'll see my shop, Byfi Handcrafts shop all, I think it says, on the button, and they're under the Crafts for You category. They're not in the handmade category because I didn't make them. They're in the Crafts for You category. And there's a few other things in there as well. So I did show you the craft sheet last week, the mat. I've still got a couple of those left, and the Dauber box is $9.50. If you wanted one of those, you can buy them that way. I'll just go back to my video so I can see who's watching. Right, that should be dry now. Just double check so we don't get ink everywhere. Looks dry, look. Touch it with my finger. That's pretty good. So I'm going to stick that on, and I'm going to use, what will we use tonight? I'm going to try and use Stamp and Seal. I have a bit of a challenge with this thing some days. I don't know whether it's because I'm left-handed, so I'm going to do it right-handed tonight. And see how I go. What do you reckon? So I find if I start off the page a little bit, it gets the sticky going. And with this little mat, it's great because it just seems to be working all right tonight. Stuck to my finger really well. Oops. Oh, I didn't break that off properly. This one's running out. anyone else have challenges with this thing? Or is it just me? I think it's me. I don't have any trouble with the other one. Stick that on the middle there. I've got a little bit hanging off the edge there, so I've just got to pull that on. Oh. Okay. Oh, now I've gone all skew-if again. I'm skew-if tonight, aren't I? Look. Never mind. Okay. Now, sorry if my head's in the way. I'll come down a bit. I'm lining that up with the top first. Down the side. On the side. I've got a little bit of glue sticking out there. I will get my eraser and just give that bit of a rub. I find that helps. You can actually get glue erasers, but I haven't managed to get one yet. I used to have one years ago when I did a lot of gluing for work. Right, there's the top of my card. I need to do a little, yes, I know, I forgot about the flick off, Athena. Got to flick it off. We get better at it as we go. Now, I've got to place my things so I can work out where to put them. Let's do that. That one will go there. That one will go there. I'm not sure exactly yet where they'll all go. Just looking at my picture. I think it's about like that, something like that. Anyway, it'll be however it turns out. So that one goes behind there. So we end up with a bit of a snow thing in front of it. So that one doesn't go right down to the bottom, but that's okay. And then my tree was behind my house there. My other tree is behind the house here. We've got white behind that one, but I have ended up without white behind it, so never mind. And then this bit of house will go, oh, that's got to go over the top, that bit. And that one's going to go over that. We don't want that over the snow, do we? We want the snow in front of the house. I think. Like that. I think I'll go like that. What do you think? Right. I think that works. So, to mark it all out, I am going to use my pencil again when I find my pencil. Here it is. This is going to be covered up, so it's okay to mark it. Alright, I'm going to mark that one there, and I'm going to then take that off and mark that one there, so I know where to place them. Alright, and the house shouldn't be too hard. We'll work that out again. The tree. Righto, let's go left-handed this time. See how we go. Oh, much better today. Look at that flick. Oh, you just got to get the hang of it, that's all. Look, that was much better. I start on a bit of the gluey bit so that it keeps the gluey bit going. Oh, I knew I'd get the hang of it eventually. Good, good. Yes, the snow goes over. All right, so this was the top one. So I'm going to line it up on this line here. Just straight down the side. Oh, I haven't covered up my thing there. I'm a bit worried about that. Although this one will cover up, won't it? No. Oh, we might have to go a tiny bit higher. Okay, let's stick that down. Oh, that stuff sticks well. I'm going to come up a little bit because I want to cover that piece there. Okay, there we go. That's better. And then this one. We might put this one on after the house. So I'm going to put the house on with this. Oops, no I'm not. Yes I am. Alright, there's my house. I'll just keep this one off for a minute. And it about there. Yeah, see, I feel like that's too low now. Come up a bit. There. Just place it. Oh, so the tree was behind the house on the other one. It's in there. Like that. We might put a little bit of Tombow on that one. And just put him underneath. Okay, under there. Right, and then we've got this tree. So I'll use the Tombow on that one as well. I really love this blue, the Misty Moonlight paper with the snowflakes on it. I really like that effect with the darkness around it. This one can go down. That was behind the house as well. I wonder if I've stuck the house down too hard. No, it's all good. All good. I'm going to come down to here. Woohoo! Right, let's get some dimension into this baby. I got my Stampin' Dimensionals. I'm going to put them on my little house top. These are pretty cool. Now, what else did I have to tell you? Let me have a look at my sheet. If you're wanting to purchase instructions from any of my classes that I've done, I've put some up already on my Square site. They're PDF instructions. So I create them. If you do the classes, you get a copy anyway with your class. But if you wanted to buy them separately later, or you can still use them. You could even use them for other projects. Like you don't have to use the set that I used. So if you're interested in those, they're $5 each. Now, what have we got here? Oh, they've got a little wreath on the house too. I haven't got one of those yet. Might do that later. Okay, I'll put my corner on there. Oh, isn't that cute? Look at that. Gives it dimension. And then this one we're going to do dimensions as well. Ooh, put one there, down there. So cute. I know, I keep saying that. I do like it though. Right. Let me stick this one over here. Now, they've come down a little bit, I think, just to give it a bit more depth. Ooh, look at that. That's so cute. Once you get that dimension happening, I'm going to have to put some dimension on this bit. Although I don't want too much dimension on that bit, do I? Okay, so they've got that little bit there on the top of the snow, which means I need to lift that bit up and put that under there. Right, okay. Some dimensions on this one. Because the other one's got to go on the top as well. The snowflakey one. I don't think we'll have time for the boxes tonight. I'll do another one. I'll do another little video on that later. And pop it on my site. I put all my videos onto YouTube as well. Got a lot of dimensionals on this one. Look at that. Woohoo! We'll get my take your pick tool out for that one. Be here all night pulling off blackings. I've got the flick on this one going. Stick in the middle, flick to the side. Until you get too many, and then start again. That's good fun. Quicker, much quicker. It's stuck to me. Okay. Right, so this one was underneath. Did I put a dimensional under there? Probably not a good idea to put a dimensional right where I want to stick that. Is it? No. Right, I wasn't thinking about that. This one here. Okay, it's this one here. I'm just going to jimmy that one off and move him over. Okay, move it down a bit. I think I can still stick it on. Yeah, because I don't want it under there. Because I've already got another one under there. Alright, I'll just put that one there. I don't want to go up too high. I just want to go underneath that bit there. That's right. Lovely, lovely. I know, it's so handy, Jill. I've seen other people doing it. I've been practicing. Practice, practice, practice. And it is so much quicker to pull off the little tags. Now, I'm not sure this one needs extra dimensions. Because I've already got the house up quite high, I'm just thinking, I might just put one under that and have it flat on the top. You don't want to go too thick, but then that is sitting a little high already, isn't it? So you can, decisions, decisions. Oh, I'll go for it. Why not? Why not? Let's go for it. They come off quite easily. But I'm going to put a double one onto that. Yeah. Don't need my hair in there, do we? Fell on the table. Alright, I'll just put a couple there, so that and then I'm going to put an extra one on this one. So that it's thicker. Oh, that one might be a bit, oh no, it came off. Came off okay. Sticking on my fingers. There we go, there we go. Right. Now, let's put that down on the corner. Looking at the bottom corner, and then just give it a good push. Let's see how that went. Okay. That's looking all right. I like that. What are we missing? What are we missing? Oh, we're missing some words. Woo, words. We need words. Oh, we probably don't need words. They look all right without words, doesn't it? Greetings. Where's my words? Let's find some words. I had words here earlier, didn't I? What have I done with them? They're probably on the floor. Yes, here they are. I found my words. Okay, so on the book, in the catalogue, they've got greetings of the season. Use that. This one, and from our home to yours. So let me have a look. Dashing through the snow. There's greetings of the season there. Oh, it's green. They've got a blue one. I wonder if I want a blue one. Where's the blue one? There's a blue one there. You can either cut these out with your scissors, or you could cut them on your cutter if you're game. I might just try my scissors. Bit of concentration going on here. Oh, thanks. There's never enough time to do them all, is there? All the things we want to do. Right, and then we just cut that one along there. So I've got my finger underneath on my scissor like that to support it as I'm doing this bit, because that's how I work. Oh, I lost it. Here it is. Don't worry, it's not too far away. Right, now they've got a little wreath as well. Oh, the wreaths are on the back, look. Oh, look, there's the wreath on the back. And I think there's a die cut for that. Aha, aha, there is. Wonder what that was for. Oh, here we go. There's a wreath die cut. So, oh, I don't want to cut up the words. It's terrible, isn't it? What was the other words? From our home to yours. Where's that? From our home to yours. I can't even see it. Can anyone see it? I've gone blind. From our home to yours. Just so, thank you. I'm glad you were holding your tongue for me. Can anyone see? I can't see from our home to yours. Oh, I wonder where it is. I can't see it. Do it. Cut it. I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna cut it. I'm just grabbing the other piece to see if I'm missing something. I can't see it. I don't know where this bit is. Well, if I can't find it, I wonder if it's in the stamp. No, it's not in the stamps, because the stamps are just the houses. And if you were colouring all this in, you can actually stamp all the pieces as well. Look, they've actually got this piece on the page here, stamped at the end. They stamped that. So I'll do that in a minute too. Okay, I can't find the from our house to yours. Did anyone see it? I'm on my iPad and I can't even see it. Okay. All right. Never mind. We'll just not worry about that. We'll just have this bit. Greetings of the season. Look, we'll just put it there. Okay. How's that? I shall just stick it on. I'm just going to Tombow it on. I'm not going to put it up high. I'm using Tombow so that it sticks in the, because we've got a lot of crevices here. Just pick it up really carefully. We'll get some tweezers. And I'm just visualing this one, like I'm not measuring. Stick it on. Here we go. All right, now let's get a little bit of paper that we've chopped out before. And just, it's on the other side of that. Look, I cut it, and I'm going to cut out the die cut. But I'm just taking it to the table, so it's a bit tricky. Let me put it down like that. I don't know which bit's which. So I just put it on there until I can see that it's matching up. Okay, so I'm thinking that might be the top of the bow there. It's either that bit or this bit. Nah, I think it's the other bit. I think it's like that. That looks right. That looks right to me. Just bring that up a bit higher. Yep, I think that's right. Okay, then I'm just going to take that over to my cutter, like I was doing earlier. Let's see if it's off the wall. I put it back on the table a bit too close to the wall. And I'll tell you what else helps. If you have the right, it helps if you have the right mats on, okay, the right plates. You've got to have that one underneath, all right? Let's try that again. I'm thinking, why isn't it cutting? Why isn't it cutting? Right, that's better. Let's try that again. Gee, we've had a few lessons tonight on what not to do. That's okay. It's good to know what not to do. You're translating the German. Okay, is there a German one there? Was it German? Maybe you're right, maybe it was. Right, there we go. Look. Nice little, I'll put that in the packet before I lose it. I don't think we can use any of those. Never mind. There we go. There's our little wreath. That's cute. And of course, if I was doing a whole lot of cards at once, I'd cut a whole lot of stuff out at once. But we're just playing tonight. Right, there we go. I've lost my book. So here's our picture. So I'm just going to put the wreath on. What else have they got? Okay, so we've got some bling around here somewhere. Here's my bling. So that'll be the little star on there, and we'll stamp that little bit there. And put my little wreath on. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, okay. Didn't make sense. Just going to put could probably use a bigger one on the back of this, but I've used a small one now. That's all right. Still work okay. That up there on the window. And we've got these lovely, these all come in the, I bought the whole set, the whole suite. You don't have to buy the whole suite, you can buy individual bits, which is one of the things. It's very helpful. Okay. Something else I learnt recently is using this. Like that. to get your bits off. I didn't realise I was using the other end. Alright, my little star goes there. I was using this end to get the things off, but you can use this little rubbery tip here, and you wind it and more of it comes out, and it comes with refills in the packet. So this is your take your pick tool. Very handy thing. Very handy. I was thinking you only use it to pick up little bits of, you know, die cuts and things like that. Yes, there's a star on my tree. And you know, I can't help myself, but I'm going to have to wink of Stella that star, you know. In a minute. I'll do that last. I like to wink of Stella last so it has time to dry. And we'll just do a little stamp on my little block. So here's the little stamp. There's a cute little car in there, look. Look at this little car, little V-dub. How cute is that? There's my stamp. Now I threw that one on there just then like that because it's little, but if they're any bigger than that, I would put them down like that and push on it so that it doesn't distort the stamp. But the good thing about these stamps is you can distort them if that's what you want. All right, let's just get my bit of paper again. Oh, here comes my coffee man. Thank you. Coffee live. Thanks, Glenn. Wow, love that. That's special, isn't it? Get my coffee. Glenn often makes me a cup of coffee when I'm doing my classes. Sorry, I didn't stamp the card then, did I? After all that. Yes, got to use my wink of Stella. Okay, so this one goes down here. Here we go. And always clean your stamp afterwards. Okay, this is my chamois and it's moist. It's nice and soft. It does go quite hard after a while if you let it dry out. But it's very, and it comes very clean when you get it, of course. So beautiful, you don't even want to use it because it's so clean. But once you start, you can't stop because it cleans the stamp so well. Look at that. Right, put that away. I've got to put that little stamp away because I don't want it to get stuck on anything. And these come with the little patterns on them so you know where to put them back and you know if one's missing, which is great. Nearly done, look. I think that's about it for that card, except for my wink of Stella. And I didn't use any of the ribbon after all that. You could though. You could even put a bit of ribbon across the bottom, like a bit of the green. Oh, green. The red. Maybe I will do that. Put a piece across the bottom. Oh, I like that. I probably could have put it underneath the thing, but I've already put the thing on, the sentiment. I'm liking the red. What do you think? Red or green? Red or green ribbon? There's my wink of Stella on the star. Just get a bit of that going on there so it's nice and shiny. There we go. Oh, that is so nice. You know what? I'm going to wink of Stella a couple of these too. Because I can. And I just love this stuff. Just really finishes things off. So that extra bit of bling. I won't do that one, it's right next to the star. I'll get that one. Can't see which ones I got. Okay, let me have a look in the picture. I don't know if you can see that. It's not really showing you, is it? I'll turn that light on. See if we can get some light on this. Oh, it's really hard to see, isn't it? I can see the star on the trees, bling. I'm having trouble with the other bling. Hard to get a good pit. No, it's not working. I don't think it's working. Never mind. Oh well. Probably red, it will balance out the house, but you can do without it. There's plenty going on. That's true. I like it. I think I'm going to go red. Neither. Red. You don't like the ribbon, girls. I like it. I think it's cool. Down there. I just like the finish of it. I guess it leaves it nice and white otherwise, doesn't it? Unless I do the next card with the sentiment on top. Decisions. I just feel like that's not finished. I think I'll stick some red on. Or I could put a little bow on. Nah, that might be too much. I feel like that's too much. Right, what have we got? 2 no's and 1 yes. All right, you win. I'll leave it off. I'll do it on the next card. Alrighty, I think that's it. All this stuff out of the way. I might leave my little house on the table though. So to make the little house, you just cut the ends out with the die cuts, and then there's a measurement for this on that on this page. I've got a measurement here. It's 1 1/4 inches by 2 1/2 inches to cut the piece of card in the middle there, and then you score. So I'll put that little bit of information with another little video. I might do another little video later and put it on my page making that. Okay, so that's that. And just quickly before I go, the thing I'm going to show you next week is Memories and More, and it's the box of, so to do photos and things like that. I mean, you could use it for anything. So that comes with, you buy the pages to go with it, and it's got inserts, and I'll show you all this next week. This is just the folder, and it's to put your memories in. So it's a really nice binder. I haven't actually opened it yet. I'll open it all next week, but it looks like that. You can put a label in there, and the plastic inserts go inside it. And there's the card. I bought these ones. This is the World of Good Memories and More card packs, so we'll get into that next week. And some of the other card packs that you get from Stampin' Up in the Memories and More section, you can use in these as well. So I'll get some of those out too. I've got some other ones in the cupboard. So thank you for joining me tonight. It's been really nice. Sorry about the technical bits at the beginning, but that's what happens some days. And I'll be back again next week at 8:30 on Wednesday night. So I'll see you then. Ciao.